So we've got a little bit of Poppy Playtime news today. We've had another video on the Mob Games channel. Mob Games are the development studio behind Poppy Playtime. And I want to talk about the video, but I also want to talk about some other stuff in regards to what Mob Games are now doing, because they're selling NFTs, and I'm not a big fan of that, if I'm being honest, and I'm going to explain why. So if you missed this latest video, this is the second video now that we've had after Chapter 1 has been released. Now the first video was really exciting because it was essentially an advertisement for the merch store, but it also contained some secrets and clues, which we then figured out led to an ARG, which I'm not going to talk about the ARG too much today because we've already talked about it plenty, and it doesn't look like it has updated since. It's been updated twice, but it hasn't been updated since. So I don't want to talk about that too much. But what is really interesting about this entire situation, as I said in my videos on the ARG, is that it's really interesting that Mob Games seem to be going down the route of FNAF and Bendy and the Ink Machine and all these other games that had this big mystery around them. Now Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 was basically just a big tease, okay? We didn't really learn all that much. We learned a little bit from the VHS tapes, but we didn't learn a lot. In fact, if anything, Chapter 1 was really good at setting up the mystery of the rest of the game, and it has a lot of people, myself included, and loads of you in the comments keep letting me know how excited you all are for Chapter 2. So clearly Chapter 1 did a really good job at setting up the mystery of the game, which hopefully future chapters will resolve, or at least give us some more information about. But alongside that, things like the ARG, hints in the merch store, and I don't know about Twitter because I don't use it anymore, but there's things being put out there around the game to keep us excited while we wait for Chapter 2, and all this is doing is just adding to the overall mystery of the game, the lore, the world, the meta universe, whatever you want to call it. It's all pretty good so far. So when we had this latest video, which is only about a minute long, which is another advertisement, but also contains some secrets, which we'll talk about in this video, I was originally very excited. But after watching the video, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not quite as excited. I've got a couple of criticisms that I want to talk about, and I'm gonna try and be fair. I'm not here to rag on anyone necessarily, but I just don't think that Mob Games really hit the mark on this one. So in the latest video, we have this advertisement for some collectible posters. Collectible posters. They're NFTs, and I will explain NFTs for you in a minute in case you have no idea what they are. But essentially, Mob Games are selling 6 collectible posters, and if you get all 6 of them, you will then get a 7th for free. And all of these posters are the posters you see in the game, essentially. Different posters for the different characters, but they're also going to have some secrets in them. There's going to be a hidden message in every single one, but then also there was the video talked about a hidden VHS tape, so I don't know if that's going to be included. I'm not sure yet. But these are all going to go on sale tomorrow, Friday. If you're watching this video today on Thursday as it's uploaded, that's going to be on sale tomorrow. There's going to be 5,000 copies of each, which, it's not super limited, but it's also, for an indie game of this size, that's quite a lot, but it's also limited. There's only a limited amount of these that can be sold. And that's where I have the problem. But before I get into my gripes with that, what can we see in this video? So what juicy information can we find in this video? Well, not a lot. There's a little bit. One of these posters has the words "innovation is key," which is a pretty key phrase of this game, but nothing that we haven't seen before. But there also is a little bit in the middle of the video where it seems to glitch and we get this audio file, which was really creepy. It sounds robotic.
Collect, you'll unlock a special VHS tape video on the back.
Which, knowing what we know of Poppy Playtime so far, isn't really surprising, but it is kind of creepy. Now this robot seems to say hi, hello, maybe, or hi, oh, but it sounds more like hi, hello to me. I'm gonna really try and listen to it more deeply and see if I can see anything, but it sounds like hi, oh to me. And I bet there's like 20 people reversing it now to see what hi, hello means backwards. But that was really interesting because we don't know who that is. That voice doesn't belong to anybody that we know so far. Well, it doesn't sound like anybody we know so far. It doesn't sound like Poppy, and it doesn't sound like any of the people on the VHS tape. So this seems like something completely new. It could be one of the experiments. It could be the prototype. It could even be experiment 1006. As I've said in previous videos, which I'm actually probably going to make a video about this topic because I get this comment quite a lot. A lot of people are just adamantly convinced that Experiment 1006 is Huggy, but I actually think there's more evidence to suggest that Experiment 1006 isn't Huggy, because we haven't had any direct confirmation that 1006 is Huggy. Everyone has just assumed that, and people are taking that as complete fact. But I think I might make that video, which might change some of your minds. But either way, we don't know who Experiment 1006 is explicitly yet. We don't know. So it could even be Experiment 1006, the owner of the claw, in my opinion. And we don't know, but it seems very sinister. It seems very creepy. But the fact that this thing or this person is trying to contact us, it seems, through these advertisements. It seems like they're really trying to get the word out, which also kind of ties into the letter at the beginning of the game. You know, letter was sent out to attract somebody to the factory for some reason. It's almost like somebody wants help or somebody wants to be let out. One of the two. But yeah, that's all we really got in this video. And if we want to find out any more, we're going to have to buy the NFTs. Now, I'm not a fan of this at all. I'm going to give my criticisms in this. So if you're somebody that doesn't like when people criticize companies that you like, just click off the video now. Your video is done. Have a good day. I appreciate you being here. But for everybody else, this is not a great move in my opinion. So essentially what's happening is these collectible posters are NFTs. Now NFTs stand for non-fungible, they can't have mushrooms on them. They're non-fungible tokens, which apparently I'm not an expert on, but I know a little bit about. Essentially what these are files that essentially can't be replicated. Now what that means is usually NFTs are images, and if you buy an NFT that is an image or an artwork, what you're really doing is you're buying ownership of that file. Not the original artwork necessarily, but you're buying ownership of that file. So you could do a meme, you could do a GIF, you could do a static image, and you could sell that and somebody could own it. But nobody else can own it. People can copy the image or the GIF, but they don't own the original. It's essentially like a version of Bitcoin. It uses the same sort of process. A lot of people don't like NFTs because apparently they are horrific for the environment. The amount of processing power that goes into creating the blockchain that makes it so that you can't essentially copy it is apparently very, very high. Now, I did read the description of this video, and it does say that apparently these types of NFTs are really, really less bad for the environment. Wow, great English. They're really much better for the environment. They only use 0.1% of the processing power of a normal NFT, supposedly. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But even without that problem, the fact that these are going to be limited to 5,000 people, the fact that there's going to be a price tag on them. Now, we don't know how much these are going to be. They could be $2, they could be $2,000. We don't know how much these are going to cost yet. Anyway, they come out tomorrow. But the fact that these are going to contain secrets and lore from the game, I'm assuming secrets and lore that nobody's seen yet, and there's going to be a price tag attached to them, is just a bit scummy in my opinion. Now, I want to state for the record, for the video, I want to state that I am absolutely on the side of indie games getting paid for their work. Historically, indie games don't do as well as AAA games, and at the moment, in my honest opinion, AAA games, a lot of them are just pretty hot garbage. Most AAA games these days are coming out buggy, half-finished, full of microtransactions, and they're clearly soulless pieces of shit. Listen, I know, before anyone in the comments says, I know it's not the developers half the time, it's the companies, it's the CEOs, and it's the executives. Companies like Blizzard, Ubisoft, Activision, Ubisoft not so bad, but companies like Activision, Blizzard, EA, so on, all these companies, just garbage companies. So I'm all on the side of indie devs making their money, and I'm totally fine with mob games making merch, selling things like that. I have no problem. But the fact that now the lore, the one thing that everybody wants, is now being sort of split up and sold in a limited quantity for profit is just a bit crap. And as someone like me, a YouTuber who, you know, we go through these games and we look for the lore, we look for the secrets, this is basically my job. It feels like a kick in the teeth for the company to be like, hey, you want the next little piece of information for your video? Well, you better buy the NFT then. Which, listen, I'll be honest, if they are a reasonable price, I will buy them and I will show them all to you so you guys don't have to buy them, okay? If they're a reasonable price, I will buy them, I'll make a video, and then we can all discuss it together. So, and I'm sure there are other YouTubers that are going to be doing the same thing. If they're not a reasonable price though, I won't be buying them because I don't have a lot of spare money. So the fact that, you know, if these are hundreds of dollars or something, it's not going to happen. But even if they're cheap, then they might run out. They might get sold out fast. So that means that I might not be able to get them, which means I'm then going to have to ask somebody else. It's just a really scummy thing to do to YouTubers who have been promoting your game, if I'm being honest. Now, yeah, I'm taking this a little bit personally. You as a viewer, you might not give a crap about NFTs. And up until this point, I didn't give a crap about NFTs either. But the fact that the thing that everybody's really loving about Poppy Playtime is the story and the lore, to then go and chop that up into pieces and sell it to people is just kind of crappy, in my opinion. I really hope this is not a thing that starts to happen. I know Dead by Daylight got a lot of people mad at them because they started selling NFTs, and yeah, I really hope this isn't something that studios start doing. I'm not a big fan of this, if I'm being honest. I hope this is not the next big loot box thing that all these companies start doing, because when companies start doing this crap, they always find a way to make it shit or worse than it is. So listen, I'm just going to say, if anybody from Mob Games watches this video, I'm just saying, I don't think this was necessarily the right decision. I think NFTs, there's a reason why a lot of people don't like them. And I think if you're going to sell stuff, sell stuff. You sell your posters, you sell your collectible posters, no problem, but don't hide lore behind them, because that means that people who can't afford it or whatever just get left out. You know, and I don't really like that. And again, I'm sure there'll be some YouTubers that manage to get a hold of it. Hopefully I will, and we can spread that message out there. But then again, why should we, after we already pay for your game, why should we then have to then go and pay extra? I've already bought merch from you, by the way, just putting that out there. I've already bought a couple of t-shirts from you because I wanted to support the studio, but now you're kind of like holding it hostage almost, you know what I mean? Because it's limited, so it's like kind of have to buy it, or I just don't get to make the video. Because let's be honest, information like this, which is really juicy, the first people to get it are the people that get all the views. So if you don't buy it and you're waiting for somebody else to share that information, you might as well not bother. So it just feels kind of crappy to me. Anyway, I've enough complaining about the NFT crap. Like I say, if they're a reasonable price, I'll buy them. I don't want to buy them, but I'll buy them. I'll make a video about it and I'll show you all, and hopefully we get some juicy secrets out of it. But yeah, please don't make this a thing. Don't make this a thing, video game industry. There's already enough crap with microtransactions and half-finished games and all that. We don't need any more crap. Just make games and sell games, all right? Is that too much to ask? Just make good games, sell good games, and then you can sell your merch and stuff. No one's complaining about that. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.